Let's lift one another up in any way we can. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate, you should ask yourself who taught you to hate being what God gave you.
This is a fundraiser for WMXP Community Radio and to promote local music, local talk, local news, local people doing local programming. And we're asking the community to help to cover the cost by buying a book or donating $1. The station is a project of the Malcolm X grassroots movement for self-determination. And at the center itself, we do a number of activities. For instance, this month we're doing public education around political prisoners and Black August. We have a film festival where we'll be showing films and having discussions each Thursday night throughout the month of August. The programming on the radio station matches or enhances the programming at the center, which not only enhances but extends the reach of the center and of the programming. We have what are called Black August moments that give that we play each day and give a historical fact. August is really Black History Month. It's the month of resistance. And almost every day there was some kind of activity that occurred, whether you're talking about the foundation of the UNIA, Marcus Garvey's Universal Negro Improvement Association, from going back even further, Denmark PC and rebellions, as well as other kinds of activities that have occurred over the years. The books that we carry, and of course we carry all of the books that were written by the members of the Black Panther Party, about the Black Panther Party, as well as Malcolm X and others who have carried the line of self-determination. So in large measure, we are repeatedly taking every opportunity to advance the human right of self-determination, to empower the people, to acquire the tools necessary in order to implement the human right of self-determination. And we do that repeatedly. At the center, we have books, tapes, t-shirts, buttons, anything that a message, positive message, can be imprinted on to reinforce that lesson.
You know, education, economics, development, organize. The goal is to organize. As Kwame Ture say, Stokely Carmichael, organize, organize. And that's what the sister Ifia Wangaza is trying to do. I mean, trying to organize. We have to have a community, you know. We must have that in order for us to grow. So this is a legacy. This is a legacy what Ifia is trying to do, you know, so she can leave behind something for us, you know. So, I mean, what are we going to do, Black people? Are we sick and tired of being sick and tired? Or what are we going to do? Are we going to continue to patronize European people? Or what are we going to do? The choice is yours. You can get with this, or you can get with that. Or you can get with this, because this is where it's at.
My personal political philosophy, Black nationalism, which means that the black man should control the politics of his own community and control the politicians who are in his own community. My personal economic philosophy is also black nationalism, which means that the black man should have a hand in controlling the economy of the so-called Negro community. He should be developing the type of knowledge that will enable him to own and operate the businesses and thereby be able to create employment for his own people, for his own kind. And the social philosophy also is black nationalism, which means that Instead of the black man trying to force himself into the society of the white man, we should be trying to eliminate from our own society the ills and the defects and make ourselves likable and sociable among our own kind.
Welcome to the Malcolm X Center for Self-Determination. This is the bookstore gift shop area. We're kind of modeled after the Shrine of the Black Madonna for those of my generation. So, as an economic center, the gift shop not only sells books, but buttons, t-shirts, bumper stickers, pens, anything that we could put a message on that by and about black people encourages us to learn our history. This area is a multi-purpose area. Right now it's set up as a meeting space, combination meeting space and lecture video area.
95.5 FM is the People's Station. The Malcolm X Center is something that the community needs, to grow.
Action Studio. Shows are pre-recorded and then are aired in the broadcast studio or at the tower, the way you saw me to upload and schedule a show when we went to the tower earlier. Without the Malcolm X Center, there would be no Malcolm X Festival. We've got people here from the Caribbean and people from the continent, the motherland itself. This is the first time in Greenville that this has ever happened. So give ourselves a hand. Yes, yes, yes. Sometimes it feels like we're walking backwards and we're losing ground, but the reality is that we're moving forward, sisters and brothers, and the 500 years that we've been enslaved, colonized, and oppressed in North America is but a blip in our thousands of year history. So today is the beginning of a new beginning.
With artistry, entertainment, different cultures together to unite everyone. Doesn't matter your race, your religion, your sex, or anything else. We bring all of you together and have a good time.
I'll be resting. I see my mother. I'll be resting. I won't have to cry no more. I'll be resting in my home beyond the sky, beyond the sky. Because there's nothing I fear. I got my faith, I got my hope, I got my people in here. I got my Bible in my right hand, I'm ready for war. I just want to praise his name, y'all, that's what I'm here for. Let's go to war with these devils. Sun come shining down today, rain come falling tomorrow. Whoa, yeah. One side was a warrior. Now I'm breaking down.
We're a Human Rights Action Center. So our focus is on human rights and putting human rights in action. For instance, biennially we do a retreat for a Black agenda where we bring together the entire community, what I call the from the projects to the professions, who come together and spend a day talking about what are the issues impacting the community. The morning is spent talking about the problems. There's a lunch break, which is followed by discussions of what the solutions should be and who's responsible for implementing them. That is reflected in the Kwanzaa events as well. We do 3 days of Kwanzaa. The first day, Umoja, Unity, which is a big talent show, where all segments of the community come together and do whatever it is they do, whether it's dance, singing, spoken word, inspirational speaking, life coaching, to begin what we view as the beginning of the new year. We take the second day of Kwanzaa, Kujichagulia, self-determination, and we have a legislative roundup where we bring together all of the elected officials, city, county, state elected officials, who at that time report to the community what they have done over the previous 12 months. The community has an opportunity to say how it feels about what they've done, even about them, to raise issues that the community wants addressed in the upcoming, because the legislature goes back in session in January. So what are the issues to be, for our representatives to raise? What are the policies that should be introduced on our behalf? People also bring personal problems. Folk who have children who are in prison, who are incarcerated, they have an opportunity to talk to state legislators. They have an opportunity to county elected officials and talk about how people who are incarcerated in county facilities are being treated. Medical treatment, access to medical care has been a major problem, especially here in Greenville. So without the Malcolm X Center, that would not happen. On the Saturday of Kwanzaa, we do a children's Kwanzaa, and we have it here or some other. And I would point out that we have the Kwanzaa observances throughout the city. We have the first one in West Greenville, which is the poorest part of Greenville. So it forces everybody to come to a section of town that they otherwise would avoid. The Kujichagulia is held, heretofore have been held at Phyllis Wheatley, which is a long-standing historic, privately held community center. It's one of the center where Jesse Jackson grew up and has a reputation for being a youth leadership development space here in Greenville. And then the children's Kwanzaa we have here at the Malcolm X Center or at the Greenville Cultural Exchange, because we want them in a historical context where they understand that they are part of a continuum. And being a part of that continuum, that means that they have a duty to perpetuate it. They are the ones who speak out particularly with regard to issues of war. This being in the South, which is riddled with military bases, and for many of us is viewed as the only way out of poverty and access to education and health care. We have to challenge the community, and we do challenge the community on the failure to challenge the U.S. government to use our tax dollars in a way that serves the interests of the community, as opposed to marauding and raping and robbing and pillaging the rest of the planet and despoiling the environment, and our being a party to that by joining the military. The real heroes are the people who challenge the government to do with their money what is in their best interest. That would not happen if the Malcolm X Center did not exist, and it would not be widely disseminated if WMXP community radio did not exist. And we further that by participating in human rights activities and campaigns internationally as well as nationally. For instance, we represent political prisoners before the UN Human Rights Committee. We will be appearing in October in Geneva to lobby the Human Rights Committee to challenge the United States government on its continued holding of more than 50 COINTELPRO civil rights era political activists. And it was most annoying to watch Barack Obama go to Nelson Mandela's prison cell when he himself holds the key to the prison door of political activists in this country. That we hold up this inconsistency to the world and challenge the United States in its effort to present itself as the gold standard of human rights when it is itself engaged in such inhumane and violative treatment. We'll also be dealing with the issue of solitary confinement, in that generally at any given time up to 80,000 people on a daily basis are held in solitary confinement in the United States, and a significant percentage of political prisoners in the United States are held in solitary confinement and have been for years. We struggle on a broad range of platforms and issues, and the Greenville community has the benefit of that struggle through its education and through its participation at various levels. None of that would happen but for the Malcolm X Center or for the WMXP Community Radio. We have worked in the prisons here in South Carolina for more than 30 years. We go in, we do Kwanzaa, we have trained brothers and sisters throughout the prison system, South Carolina prison system, how to do Kwanzaa, the meaning of Kwanzaa, Black August, and of course, for Black History Month. And as a part of a transformative program and campaign, the idea being not one of entertainment, but of transformation for better relations in the prisons among themselves, to violence reduction, and for more constructive participation in the community upon their return. We participated in the phone justice campaign before the FCC to challenge the FCC to reduce the rates that prisoners pay for telephone use, and we were able to get people throughout the community and churches to participate in that campaign, which was a petition, letter writing, calling campaign. That would not have happened but for the Malcolm X Center and for WMXP Community Radio. So those are the things that come to mind most easily. There's the schools, the school to prison pipeline. We provide information and technical support around that issue as well.
Just a baby and just like you are. There's a time and place for everything. Time and place for everything. Rain comes falling down.